Always a great time when you have head coach of the men's hockey team, Kirk Candy, in the studio. Kirk, glad to have you here.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Let's kind of recap the season as a whole. Obviously, a great season, but you started off with a really young group of guys. How much fun was it to watch them mature throughout the year?
Oh, it's been a fun year. I mean, we've seen, like you said, at the beginning of the year, a bunch of young guys, only 3 seniors on our team. We've seen our young guys really come together, and honestly, it really started at the beginning of the year. And then, I remember our first home game, Rhett, some of the guys said, wow, we didn't expect this type of atmosphere in here, and we had to kind of learn how to manage our expectations even from the beginning of the year on.
You've got a young group like we talked about. Was there a point towards maybe the end of first semester or second semester where you noticed like there was some inconsistency in the team's game, but then it just clicked and you guys started that record-breaking win streak? What was it? Can you pinpoint it where things started to go right and just it seemed to be consistent from there on out?
Yeah, I would say in Stony Brook in January. We were very blessed to get Devin Pearson over Christmas, and I think that was a big addition for our program. But I remember being at that Stony Brook game, we were down going in the third period, down 2-1, and we were able to come back. And you know what? There was really some great momentum from that. We hadn't won at Stony Brook in a long time. We not only went there and won one game, but then we followed back up the next day by winning the second game. And really, I think that produced a lot of energy that was needed.
Let's talk about leadership on the team. Obviously, Josh Hamilton wearing the C, but are there other guys that you can talk about that have really led the way with this group that, 19 wins in a row is something just to marvel at? Who has been really vocal leaders and kind of kept the guys on the straight and narrow?
Well, I'd like to talk about Josh. I mean, Josh has been a real key clog for us. I mean, Josh is a phenomenal leader. He's done a great job. He understands where our guys are at and what's needed, and he's very good at communicating with us. Tim Barima has been another big one. I look at Tim, I look at Garvin, Zane. I look at a lot of other guys out there. Reynolds, I look at different guys like Colt Steele, veteran guys who have been there and have seen our team kind of go through the ups and downs. And really, as you look around that locker room, Brock Thompson stepped up a lot. You look at some of these other guys, Jacob Fricks, Zachariah Roberts. There's a lot of guys who have figured out what we need to do to be successful.
You guys have done a lot of additional things throughout the year. You've had Military Appreciation Night, Star Wars Night. What's the response been like to those kind of special game nights where you have an event?
Oh, it's great. I'd like to take credit for it, but okay. Derek and Caleb and Voss, they all handle all the game marketing and logistics of it. But I mean, it's exciting for our guys. We've had different uniforms, and we've been able to help local charities and other charities be able to really benefit from the sale of our jerseys.
Guys are now back-to-back Eastern States Collegiate Hockey League champions. You come into this tournament as a champion. How hard was it to win it a second year in a row? Because you guys obviously have a target on your back.
Yeah, it was very challenging, especially think of our first game there. We didn't really come out ready to play. And, I think that there was maybe a little bit of like, I think we're going to be okay the first game. We'll more worry about the second game. But as we went through that first game, we were down and we had to dial it back up again. And we really noticed in the second game there we played a whole lot better. And again, it was a championship game, both Stony Brook and Liberty heading to the national tournament, both wanting to win. Stony Brook, obviously, we had beat them last year, and we were able to beat them this year. Great game by both teams, and we were able to come up on top.
Turn our attention to nationals now. When you look at your conference playoffs, do you view that the adversity that you face in that is going to help you out when it comes to national time here just a week away?
Absolutely. I think about 3 years ago when we were talking about going in the conference, I had a conversation with our coach in the ACHA who said, listen, you want to be in a conference because that gives you the nationals feel. You win, you keep going, you lose, you go home. And it happens a week or 2 weeks before a national tournament. And the benefits of that are going to be great for us, especially as we go into the national tournament this year.
You guys have the privilege of taking on the reigning champ, Central Oklahoma. How tough of a contest is that going to be?
Well, Central Oklahoma, a great opponent. I believe that we have the tools. I believe that we have the guys to be able to get the job done. We have full confidence in our team. We've been gaining momentum and we've been gaining strength as a unit throughout the year. And I really believe that we're in a great position going to the national tournament.
I'm sure you and your staff have dotted the I's and, crossed the T's. What's the magic ingredient, though, you think, for a long playoff or a long national championship run here for your group?
Well, discipline. And I believe special teams are going to be real important for us, being able to kill off the penalties and be able to capitalize on the power play. Our power play has been excellent all year, and I believe they're going to be excellent in the national tournament. So for us, being able to stay disciplined, to be able to draw the penalties, being able to go on the power play and be able to capitalize is a big key for us.
Kirk, always great talking hockey with you.
All right, thanks for having me in.